here with Metanoia Reports with my lovely co-host, Papa Bruce. Say hi, Papa Bruce.
Hello.
You sound like a German man when you said that. You sound just like very German.
That was the point.
Okay. And today we have on a cosplayer. Do you want to introduce our guest, Papa?
We have Wreck-It Ronnie with us, in an amazing cosplayer, and I'm really excited because their work is awesome.
Thank you.
So, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself, Ronnie? Like, tell us a bit about, like, give the audience an intro with everything.
Okay. I am an Aries. That's the first thing that comes. I'm Team Instinct. I'm an INFP. As you can tell, I take a lot of personality quizzes and tests because I don't trust myself and who I am. But hi, I am Ronnie. I am 20 years old. I have been cosplaying for 7, going on 8 years now. I started going to conventions 6 years ago, and I've only gotten a little bit better, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to ask you the most annoying question in the world.
Ready for it.
Okay, what is your favorite cosplay?
My favorite cosplay to do, and that's always a hard question because there's so many things that can go into favorite. One of my favorite cosplays to wear, just because it's comfortable, it's probably Mordecai. I do a human version of Mordecai from regular show. And it's a really casual cosplay, and the wig is really cool. And I get to put like fake hair on my face and wear sneakers and a hoodie. And compared to the 6, 7 inch heels that I have to wear for other cosplays, it's just a lot of fun to wear at like the end of the day. It's just really comfortable, which is not something you can say about cosplays often. And I could probably sleep in that cosplay, and I'd be totally fine. Um, but one of my favorite cosplays to wear, just for, I guess, the story it tells, for just how grandiose it is, would be either like Celestia or Panty. I've been wearing Celestia a lot, and I just really love this cosplay. But between the wingspan, which is about 6 feet, I think the wings are. And then there's LEDs and everything, and I handcrafted the Warbler bralette, which was something that I'd wanted to do for a while, and I finally got to do that, so I was excited about it. So, I don't know. I like a lot of my cosplays. I don't know if I could pick like a favorite, but there are definitely, I would say, specific things about each cosplay that makes it better or makes it different from the rest, I suppose. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I answered that well.
It's always really interesting to see how people actually answer that question.
Mhm. It's just so
Do you
hard.
have any questions?
Um,
I'm asking if Papa Bruce has any questions.
what made you start cosplaying?
Um, well, to tell you why I started cosplaying, I should briefly mention why I started watching anime. I mean, everybody watched, a couple episodes of Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon here and there, getting their hair done as a child, to distract you from the pain of your father pulling on your scalp. But it wasn't something that I really sat down and poured time and effort into until around the beginning of middle school. There was a boy that I liked, and we had nothing in common, and I really needed something to talk to him about, and I needed us to be on the same page so that I could get his attention, and he would find me cool and interesting like the rest of his friends. And he loved Naruto. And so I decided, I'm going to go home, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to find this show, I'm going to watch it, I'm going to get into it with him, and then we can have something to talk about, and he's going to be so impressed with all my knowledge of Naruto. And not too long after that, I realized, you know, boys are kind of stupid, and I didn't care anymore. But Naruto, I found to be a pretty cool show, and I continued to watch it. And there's just something about being in middle school and in a fandom at the same time, which causes you to constantly go on Google image searches of just the show itself, not looking for anything in particular. You just want to look at art and pictures that you know exist of this thing that you're really into now. And I kept seeing in my excavations for Naruto art these people who put costumes on and did that, and I was like, that is really cool. I would love to do that. I have no idea how you do that. I didn't know that there were places you could buy these costumes. I didn't know if people made them. I just looked at it and I was like, I would have so much fun doing that because I have entirely too much energy and I'm way too dramatic. And it just looked kind of cool. And it was just, I guess, something that was in the back of my mind for a while until I ended up making friends probably around the beginning of high school that were like, yo, we really like this anime called Black Butler, but nobody called it Black Butler, and we called it Kiro Shitsuji because we were grade A weeaboos. And they were like, we really like this, you should watch it with us. And I watched it and I loved it, and they were like, we're going to go to this convention that's nearby, we're going to dress up as it, and you should totally cosplay with us. And I was like, this is something that people really do. This isn't just something that sort of exists on the internet. I can do this. My friends are doing this. I was like, how do you do it? And they sent me a link to a costume on eBay, and I was like, oh, I can do this? I can be one of the greats? And it all went downhill from there, and now I spend entirely way too much money and time on it. Yay!
So we have a question from the audience, and this person like buzzed in right away when I said we could give questions out. They asked you, do you like Homestuck?
I have a love-hate relationship with Homestuck. I can't say that I hate it completely because it ruled my life for 2.5 years, and to the point that me and a character from it named Dave Strider were basically inseparable. You thought of Dave Strider, you thought of Ronnie Wright, you thought of Ronnie Wright, you thought that's Dave Strider. And it was really cool for a while, actually, until I realized I literally could not get out of this persona that was created around me, to the point that things that I did that I didn't think were related to Homestuck, that were just things that were about me, you know, like the fact that I'm lactose intolerant. And I would have people, when they learn things like that about me, ooh, I headcanon that Dave is lactose intolerant now too. And I'm like, okay, can I live my life? Can I not be Dave Strider? But it was a lot of fun. And a lot of the friends that I have today, I met through Homestuck, so I can never thank Homestuck enough for that. A lot of my friends, when I used to be in my Hitalia days, followed me over into Homestuck too, and if they hadn't, I probably still wouldn't be talking to them. So it was definitely a big part of my life. But in the past couple of years as a cosplayer, it's something I've kind of wanted to distance myself from, because I was tired of being that Dave cosplayer. I wanted to just be that cosplayer, preferably that really cool, really nice cosplayer that has some awesome dance moves and will probably destroy you in a rap cipher, which I still can and will do. But just have those things not associated with being Dave. So it's in the middle. It will definitely always hold a place in my heart. Dave will always be an important character to me. Gamzee will always be my favorite Homestuck character ever. And I'm sad that, spoiler alert, the ending didn't tell me what happened to him. Hashtag what happened to Gamzee. But yeah, it's not something that I think about really anymore, but I could probably still ace the quiz about stuff on it. Unfortunately, I still remember everything about it.
All right. Sorry. Do you have a favorite artist?
As in just like like digital traditional drawing art, painting
Yes.
stuff. Man, I'm gonna plug my friend Kit real quick, who is Hijinks. It's like HIGHJINKX, I think. It's not a traditional spelling. Anyway, every time I see their art, it just cheers me up. I don't know why. Kit, this one's for you. Your art is amazing, and I love you, and you're gonna go far. Um, just like the use of colors and shape. And you can tell there's a lot of different blending modes going on because the way the colors interact with each other is just really cool. And it's very cutesy, but very complex at the same time, which is hard to balance because a lot of times people use simplicity to make something cute. But Kit finds a really good way to mix, you know, huge colors and bright scenery and like intricate character designs and positions in a way that still looks really cute. And I applaud that because I suck at drawing. I cannot do it. I will stick to my needle and thread. I also really like Jam Art, who does Naruto art, and was probably the person who inspired me to cosplay Naruto. Naruto was my first love. I still love it, and I wanted to be Naruto for a really long time, and I just didn't think that I could pull it off. It wasn't anything in my head telling me like you can't do this because of this, that, and the other. I just thought in my head Naruto is Naruto, and I am not Naruto, and it would not work out very well. But something about the way they drew Naruto looked like me. And they drew Naruto a couple of times with brown skin and curly hair, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna do this. I have the courage to do this now. And I've been following the blog ever since. And when I first started cosplaying Naruto, I sent a photo to them, and they were like, oh my god, yes, you're Naruto! And I was like, yes, I'm Naruto, and thank you for making me as Naruto beforehand, which you didn't know that you did, but you definitely made it so that I could do that. And I love cosplaying Naruto now. He's my precious son. So I'm very grateful to Jam Art for that.
I was like waiting for you to ask a question again.
It's your
Okay,
turn.
never mind. So what kind of different mediums do you use? Like you said, you use you sew. Do you do anything else as well?
I've been trying to expand my cosplay horizons a lot. Man, the first time when I made panty, when I made my panty cosplay around October of last year. No, the year before last, so 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Going on 3 years ago. I'm sorry, but that was the first time I used Warbler, and so I was really excited. I was like, man, I'm leveling up now. This is the big leagues. This is what big cosplayers use. And I had no idea what I was doing, and I was terrified. And I've been using Warbler for 3 years, and I'm still terrified. It's one of those things you're like, I want it to be perfect. But what's really cool about it is like 90% of the time, even if it's not perfect, it'll look perfect in photos because the details end up being really small. And I started using like LEDs in my cosplay a lot recently. I was going to cosplay a not mentioned yet character from Ruby, and I was planning on using LEDs in the costume, but just because the new season's coming out and everyone's outfit's getting redesigned, I'm going to wait just in case well, I guess it's out of the bag now, it's her. Cosplay ends up getting redesigned too, because I don't want to be out of style, got to keep up with the times. And I've been using like foam, like the foam mats that you have for like kids. I guess people make armor out of that. I ordered a bunch. I was like, is this what people use to make armor? And I looked at it and I was like, this is what I had in preschool. We are very resourceful. Why are we using these preschool alphabet mats? But and that's actually the stuff that I use to make my chainsaw for Lollipop Chainsaw. And I'm actually soon, and this is also a surprise, planning on doing a full armor set, which I feel like every cosplayer who wants to consider themselves any level of professional has to do the one stereotypical full, armor version of something. And since I'm trash, it'll probably end up being My Little Pony or something. I really like My Little Pony. But yeah, I've been using expanding foam for insulation to create foam bases for weapons and things. I want to start using like actual insulation foam that you can buy in like the big sheets at Home Depot. And will I use anything else weird? Anything else cool? I don't think so. I don't know. I want to start using. Ooh, the next cosplay I'm doing for Katsu, I get to use sclera lenses for the first time, which terrifies me. But at the same time, I'm really excited about it too. So it's just about trying new things, I guess.
All right, we do have another question from the audience. Do you have any tips for cosplay?
Oh, I have so many tips. There's just so many tips and things for cosplay. It would be hard, I think, to narrow it down, but I guess some of the things that come to mind, things that I wish somebody would have told me about cosplaying when I first started. When you make your cosplay, try it on before you go to con, because something's going to be wrong that you didn't realize until the last minute, and you can still fix it if you wear it before the convention. In fact, don't just put it on, wear it around for the day. It's like shoes. Sometimes you just gotta work them in for them to truly fit the right way, and so you can understand, what your body limitations are. I ended up making my Naruto jacket and didn't put it on until the con, and I realized because of how small I made the arms that I couldn't lift my arms above shoulder level. Like I couldn't straighten them out because I made the arms too tight. And, put gel insoles into your heels. Double up on gel insoles, and then wear fluffy socks on top of that. Your feet will thank me later. Put baby powder in them too, so that they don't stick and they don't get all sweaty and sticky and gross. What else? Always carry water with you. Don't work on cosplay and forget to eat. Set an alarm every so many hours so that you can take a break and just like let your mind relax. Get a snack. Drink some water. Drink lots of water. Wear deodorant. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Before you start to do something that you haven't done before, look up tutorials on like DeviantArt and YouTube or just blogging sites in general, because chances are somebody has already done it. They've already done it a bunch of times. They've already messed up a bunch of times. Learn from their mistakes so you can get it right on the first try. I learned a bunch of really cool techniques that way, and sometimes even if you're not specifically looking for tutorial for something, I will spend hours sometimes just watching really cool cosplay tutorials on YouTube, only to find out later in life, that's a really cool technique that even though I'm not making the same thing, I can apply here, and I would have never known about it if I hadn't just been surfing through tutorial videos on YouTube. So if you have time, like that never hurts. Make a playlist of them where you can just save things you think are interesting that might come in handy again later on. Don't hoard too hard, because you're not going to use as many scraps of things as you think you're going to. And when you have a new project, you're not going to use like this much foam that you saved from a different project. You're going to go out and buy a whole bunch of others. So don't clutter up your room with useless scraps, because you're probably not going to use them. But unless it's like a good amount, don't throw away stuff, but don't keep the worthless things either, because chances are you're not going to use them again. Group cosplays are so much fun, and they will probably be the most fun that you have cosplaying. It doesn't matter if you don't know the series. It doesn't matter if you don't know the character. I have cosplayed so many characters that I have no idea who they are or what they're from, because my friend was doing a group for it, and it's just so much fun to be in a huge group of people who are doing the same thing. And if you can learn about the thing that you're doing and get into it, it makes it even more fun, because now you have a whole group of something that you're into, and it's mystical and magical and amazing. And I highly recommend that experience to other people. I'm going to be doing a giant Overwatch group at Yomathon. We're all going to be doing bunny suits, and it's going to be great. And no, it's not just going to be ladies. You will see a Reaper in fishnets and also possibly a McCree. So it'll be a lot of fun and really interesting. Other tips. You can't fix everything with hot glue, but you can probably fix anything with contact cement. Get contact cement, but wear a mask when you use it because there's fumes and you can die. Don't spray paint inside. I've passed out from that before. Don't do that. You have to have the room ventilated. There's lots of fumes in spray paint as well. When you're planning your cosplay lineup for a convention, make your big grandiose cosplays, obviously like on the Friday and the Saturday, but do them in the morning and then have a more comfy cosplay, preferably that's drunk proof, that you can plan for the end of the day and just be comfortable and something you can run around in, something you can pass out in, because sometimes you don't need to, but you just fall asleep if you don't want to fall asleep and you really intricate feather hand beaded thing. You want to, pass out in your t-shirt or your seifuku thing. It's not as bad. Seal your paint. I'm looking at you, Homestuck. I was that guy. Don't be that guy. You don't have to stop for every photo that somebody asks you for. If you're eating, if you're in a rush, it's not unrude to say, I just can't do it right now. I appreciate it though. And if somebody takes your photo without your permission, go say something, because that's not okay. Don't feel like, because I'm in cosplay that I have to be part of it. If it makes you uncomfortable, go say something. Cosplay is not consent. Not in just, being touched, but having your photo taken when you don't want to, or having people talk to you in whatever way they feel like they can talk to you. You are not, there for somebody else's entertainment. That's not okay. On that note, buddy system. I've had too many of my friends, fall into bad situations. If you can walk around con with somebody there, do it. I understand sometimes it's unavoidable. That's okay. Let somebody know where you are, where you're going. Something. Just try to operate on somewhat of a buddy system. It'll make your life easier. And that's about it. Oh, use stretchy fabric, because your weight fluctuates, and that doesn't make you anything other than human, but you want to still be able to fit in your cosplay. Jersey fabrics cost a little bit more, but they will be the best friend when you gain a little bit of water weight around your period. So, yeah.
That was a lot of tips. I definitely like the last one. I definitely like the last one. It reminds me of Lolita, when you have shirt panels in the back of your dress and you're like, yes, it's going to fit me even if I gain weight.
Mm-hmm.
Or lose it.
It's the best.
Do you drink coffee? That's my next question for you, because you just seem to have a ton of energy, so I wonder if you drink coffee.
Actually, I try to stay away from caffeine because it doesn't give me any energy. It just leaves me just as tired and then jittery. I am a naturally energetic person unless I'm very tired. I think I have spurts. I get excited about something, like being on air and being able to do an interview, and then I'm like, yay, yay, yay. But after this, I'm going to need to take a nice long bath and drink ice cream and probably go to sleep. It's really weird. I'm up and then I'm down. There's not a whole lot of in between.
Do you have anything, Papa Bruce?
Yes.
Yay.
Sorry. I noticed that you cosplay from Lollipop Chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
What got you into doing that?
I'd always kind of loved Juliet from the outside, and I thought the idea of the game was funny. And then I played it, and I'm a huge Tara Strong fangirl, so I kind of immediately fell in love like just with hearing her and everything she said was so funny. The dialogue of the game is it's probably one of the most quotable games of all time. Between her and Nick, the chemistry is hilarious. The dynamics of the game are so funny because they're poking fun, really, at the games that sort of like over sexualize women in a sense. And Juliet just doesn't care. She's like, yep, I'm a cheerleader, and I fight crime, which you think is hot, and I have a short skirt, which you think is hot, and I'm gonna kick all these zombies' asses on a stripper pole, and there's nothing you can do about it. And she is dangerously optimistic, which is very funny to me as somebody who is probably dangerously pessimistic. I think everything bad that can happen will go bad, and that Murphy's Law is a definite thing that my life lives by. And so to cosplay a character that, in a sense, is so much the opposite of me is a lot of fun. I would like to be a lot more optimistic than I am. I find myself gravitating towards cosplaying characters that have not only character traits that I feel like I have, but character traits that I wish that I had. And that, in a way, kind of helps me improve on being, a better person, is by, taking in those traits that I'd like to have from characters. And I don't know. I was telling myself, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And then I got a really nice job over the summer, and then I was like, oh, no, I'm definitely doing it. I have money now. I'm going to do it. I kind of wanted to put it off until I got better at doing things. And then I was like, okay, I've made a few props. I feel like I can take out this chainsaw. I feel like I can do this justice. And I'll do that a lot. There's a lot of cosplayers that are like, I want to do that, but not right now because I won't do it the way that I want to do it. And I'm really happy with my result for it. And I love Juliet. She's hilarious. She's amazing. I want to be more like her. Yeah.
Okay, another question from the audience. What is the hardest part of cosplaying?
Affording it. Am I being honest? It's affording.
Everyone knows that.
If there's no right or wrong way to cosplay, and everybody has, their own set limits. And I applaud the people that go, I'm only going to spend this much money on a cosplay, and I don't care if it takes me a much longer time to get it done because I know my spending limits and I don't want to spend as much money at a time. I'm an impulsive person. Once I decide I'm cosplaying something, I immediately buy everything for it. And there have been times when my friends are like, do you want to go out? I can, I'm broke. Dude, you just dropped $400 on a cosplay. That doesn't count. I'm broke. I'm broke in the sense that I don't have money to spend on things that are not cosplay. And if you plan on devoting a lot of time and effort to it, that's just something you have to, expect and accept, that you might not be able to go do things that, regular teenagers and young adults get to go do because all of your money is going towards conventions and hotels and costumes. But at the same time, I think that it's all worth it. I don't know. I think that I have a lot more fun at conventions and cosplaying than I probably would just going to do the normal things that I can sort of vicariously live through my friends and do anyway. But yeah, that's probably one of the tougher things, is coping with the fact that if this is something you're going to take very seriously, that it's going to limit a lot of the other things you get to do and participate in. Like, I would love to have, I don't think I have anything designer at all whatsoever. I feel like everybody has like one or two really cool designer things. I don't have that because I know what my priorities are, and many might not agree with them, but they are what they are. So,
I completely agree with you, because since I drop that much on Lolita at a time, I'll be like, release! Click. My sister. Let's hang out, me! I can't! But you just spent that much on Trust Me! But it was AP! So I know the pain. Money is the worst thing in the world for me.
yeah, money.
What do you think, Papa Bruce?
I
Is money
agree.
the worst thing in the world?
As far as, I actually, because most of my cosplays are Hetalia, I will spend a lot of money on old uniforms from different countries, and I'm getting the actual uniforms. But yeah, money is really rough. as far as being the, you know, I drop. Let's see. I'm at the place where dropping $40 is a lot because so I'll drop $40 on a uniform jacket, and my friends will be like, "Oh, let's go hang out." Why don't we watch a movie at my place?
Yeah, something like that. Let's just do Netflix. That'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just go over to my house. Yes.
And I'm a good cook. I'll cook you something.
Okay, so I'm gonna visit you tomorrow, and you can cook me something.
Well, you're coming to visit me in, let's see, 2 weeks.
In like less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'm visiting him in 2 weeks. I'm just annoying you.
So,
Okay.
what is the craziest thing that you've ever done at a convention?
That face.
Looks to see if parents are listening in. Oh man, craziest thing. There's a lot. The, what is the craziest thing I've done? I've done a lot of pretty not so cool things. Um, one time I almost got arrested at a convention. That was fun.
Okay, this story we need to hear.
We have to hear this story. Okay, we gotta hear a story how you almost got arrested, because I've never heard anyone almost getting arrested at a convention.
And this is actually something I've seen this happen a lot. I've seen a lot of people get arrested at conventions, and it's funny because for whatever reason there is a strong correlation between cosplaying Sasuke and getting arrested at conventions. So if you ever see somebody in the back of a paddy wagon getting driven off, you could probably bet money on it being a Sasuke cosplayer. Don't know what it is. Maybe they take their character too seriously. But I was in full cosplay. I was actually in God Tier Jade at the time. And it was just a really bad day in general. One of my friends had gone missing for over 3 hours. And this was at Colossal Con, which is a convention in Sandusky, Ohio. In the summertime, indoor water park, a lot of fun. Unfortunately, has a very bad reputation for creeps. So when we couldn't find my friend, and she wasn't where we thought she was, me being, pessimistic Polly, automatically assumed the worst. She's in somebody's room. She is, abducted. I'll never see her again. She could be dead. And so I'm freaking out. And as a person with the fun time asset of panic attack disorder, started literally freaking out. On top of that, I can't remember off the top of my head, but a bunch of other bad things just were happening that day, but that one specifically is the one that stuck in my memory because it really stood out because I literally had, I think it was like at least 2 panic attacks. Anyway, I was like, this is awful. I hate this. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. And we finally found her. She was in the game room. I was like, no, I'm done. Like, in my head, I was like, I either need to go calm down or I'm leaving this convention. And I really didn't want to leave because I love Colossal Con. It's actually my favorite convention to go to every year. And so, me being hippie raised and proud, I was like, you know what I'm going to go do to calm down from these 2 consecutive panic attacks? I'm going to go smoke a joint, and everything's going to be fine once I calm down. And it wasn't. I thought that I was far away enough from anybody, but I wasn't. Like, apparently the smell carried, and security guards or police officers, whatever they are, of the area patrol the parking lot at 2 a.m. That's a fun thing that we do at 2 a.m. And they caught me, and I was like, ah! And so I'm in full cosplay, getting cuffed and put in the back of a paddy wagon, and I'm like, ah! I just wanted to calm down. This wasn't supposed to happen. This is how this story becomes fun. I already smoked the joint, so I'm just in the back of the paddy wagon, just stoned. Like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. If I remember correctly, I'm in the back of it going, I'm locked up, they won't let me out, and I'm making the police officers laugh at me. And we are, the way the con center is set up, there's a few, like, awning type things that hang off of the entrances, so you know cars can bring their things in despite whatever the weather might be doing. And we're in front of the east awning. I'm in the back of the paddy wagon, and I can see directly with where the window is this east awning. And suddenly, a group of like 30 to 40 cosplayers just kind of come out at one time, and they're just in this group, and they're buzzing. And they look like they're having a fun time, and they're talking, and they're doing stuff, and I don't know what's going on. I'm like, that is a large group of people to be gathered around. Is there a dance circle? What's happening? And all of a sudden, I can't make out exactly what comes up from the top of it, but I notice an object comes flying off the top, and all of a sudden, the group condenses in on each other. And the speakers that are on the wagon start blaying. We need all wagons to Eastgate, all wagons to Eastgate. Code da 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 da. I don't know exactly what the numbers are. I'm not paying attention. But in my mind, it clicks beyond the codes that I didn't understand. Large group of people, object flies, it condensed. A brawl just broke out, didn't it? People just started fighting each other. That's a lot of people to be fighting each other. So the guy looks back at me. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what you want me to do about it. And he goes, you don't have anything else, right? I was like, nope. And he goes, get out of here. And so they uncuff me and I leave. And I'm just like walking back into the con center like, that was a close call. And it didn't really sink into me. Like, I'm just kind of walking, like, minding my own business until it didn't really kick into me, what just happened, until some stranger walks up to me and they go, hey, Dave, did you, like, almost just get arrested? And I'm like, yeah, I almost just got arrested. Wow. But I'm fine now. That's great. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I came back and saw my friends, and they were like, dude, what happened? What happened? How are you back here? The police officers came into our room and they were searching for stuff. And I'm like, what? I didn't know. It was just me. I'm sorry. My girlfriend came, and she came up to me, and she hit me so hard. And I was like, I deserve that. And then she kissed me, and she was like, you scared the shit out of me. I can't believe you. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm a stinker. And then sitcom music played. And that was the end of it, I guess. It's probably the crazier thing that happened.
Yeah, it sounds like you definitely had you were definitely lucky there.
I was definitely lucky that apparently what had happened was a Gamzee cosplayer was arguing with con ops, and the object that I saw was a bottle. They threw a full bottle of Faygo at them, and I was like, Gamzee, don't do that. So a fellow Homestuck ended up saving my butt in that respect from going to, like, juvie at 2 a.m., which would have not been fun.
No, okay, that just sounds crazy.
There are a couple questions in the YouTube lineup, but one of them you actually have to see.
I have to see it? Let's see if I can see it.
Okay, that just sounds crazy.
There are a couple questions in the YouTube lineup, but one of them you actually have to see.
Oh, is that what happens when I click that video? Okay, I'm going to
Yep.
Yep. Unless you're muted.
I don't even know what it is, but it's something that you have to see, because I looked in there too.
Let's see. I don't know exactly how to do that.
What is it on the box? It's on the side.
Can I do that? No. I don't know how to do anything. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, and of course, when I cleared my cache, it logged me out of Facebook, too.
If you click on the link that I sent you to have people watch it, that's where you can access it?
I know, but when I cleared the cookies so that I could get into the chat, it logged me out of Facebook, so I gotta go log back in.
Maybe you should answer the second question while we're doing this.
Okay. What's the second question?
Someone asked you. I think I'm gonna bet $5 this person is located close to my old region. Are you going to go to ChaseCon?
Which con?
ChaseCon.
I've never heard of that. I will look into it.
I'm gonna ask the person in the audience. Are you talking about ChaseCon in Saratoga, New York? Because if they are, that's where they're talking about.
Ooh, New York.
Unless there's a second ChaseCon.
Is it this one with all the zodiacs?
Yes.
Yep.
What do you think of when you see these emojis? Still Homestuck trash, so I understand that you are creating a shipping chart in the 4 quadrants with all the trolls. Wait, is it all of them?
Yeah.
Yep, looks like it. Good stuff. And it also makes me think of Aridin, because you are typing in his work.
Yeah. The person was talking about ChaseCon in Saratoga. It runs twice a year. There's a fall and there's a spring one. You should come up and visit us. I'll drag Papa Bruce with me. How's that sound, Papa Bruce? I'm just going to drag you with me to ChaseCon as well.
All these things you're kidnapping me for.
Hey,
I
man.
suppose.
I kidnap you on all these. I'm going to kidnap you so you can make food for me. I'm going to kidnap you to go to ChaseCon. We're going to go to ColossalCon next year. I'm going to kidnap you for that. How's that sound for fun?
Okay.
We'll run to Ronnie there. We'll run to Ronnie while we're there.
Worth getting kidnapped for. I can attest to that. Now, actually, this year I'll be going to DaishoCon for the first time, which is also at Kalahari, but it's the one in Wisconsin, and it's in November. So I'm excited about that. But ColossalCon it's my favorite con. It's so much fun. It's so funny because there's like half the people are there for like big name cosplaying, and they got their big cosplays on, and they're doing it, and they're cutting it up, and then everybody else is just drunk. It's so much fun. It is like, I don't know if you've ever been to Dragon Con, but it is just as much of a party con as Dragon Con, if not more, because like there's 18 bars there, and they have these giant drinks that are like this tall, and souvenir Kalahari cups. Like, they want you to get drunk there, and they're very good at getting people drunk there. There's not like,
we're going.
Cons like a certain.
We're going to Dragon Con.
Who's drunk. That's the entire Colossal experience. Everyone is drunk all of the time, and it's a lot of fun. And it's drunk swimming. It's great.
I cannot take Snow Queen with me to ColossalCon, so you are coming with me to ColossalCon, because Snow Queen would yell at me. She would yell at me if I went drinking. She would yell at me.
Well, I believe that I'm almost on the way to Ohio.
Maybe.
Yes, you are. You're on the way to Ohio, so I'll kidnap you. We'll go to ColossalCon next year. I'll save up, and like I'll take you with me as a present. I'll be like, I'm taking you with me because you're awesome.
Awesome.
We're gonna go, and then we're gonna run into you there. That's what our plan is. That's what our summer plan is. You're just gonna come with me, and if anyone else wants to come with me, and I semi-normally know you, you guys can share a hotel room with me. But I warn you, I will get stupid if I'm drunk.
The unfortunate thing about it, though, I've been going to Colossal was one of my first bigger cons that I went to, and I've been going to ColossalCon for 6 years. Is that it's becoming a big con. It's not a big con space though, and everybody wants to come, and it's turning into like Katsu in San Diego with the room situation, in that if you don't get your room for next year while you're there, you will probably not be staying there. And there's lots of hotels in the area, so that's not a huge deal. But if you know that you're going to be drunk most of the con, driving no longer becomes an option. And apparently there's like no Ubers in Sandusky, so that's kind of out of the option too. Like if you're driving, it's fine. And there's also the Great Wolf Lodge, which has, the ColossalCon has a shuttle service for it that runs every 20 minutes back and forth until like 2 a.m., which is fine. But
thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to get it at the lodge. We're gonna have to go to the lodge because it's gonna be super booked if I try to reserve an hotel. How's that sound?
Yeah, because the Colossal is already filled up. Like it filled up the week after. I was like thinking, it used to be like I could get a room right before con, But now it's like, you don't get it then, you're not staying there.
No, we're gonna do that. We're gonna make a road trip. I'm gonna kidnap you, and we're gonna kidnap other people, and I'm gonna kidnap everyone else who wants to be kidnapped with me, and we're just gonna go on a road trip
Sounds great.
to Ohio in my pathetic car. So I have a question for you, because I really want to ask a random question. I don't know, then why not ask this random question for someone? What is your favorite breakfast food?
I used to love cereal. I wasn't lactose intolerant my entire life. I became lactose intolerant like around 14, which sucked because my entire diet was like ice cream and cheese. And not being able to do those anymore just hurt my soul. I've been drinking a lot of almond milk now, which I actually like more than regular milk. So I love cereal. But if I could choose, like if I could go to a place where they're like, we have every breakfast food ever, I would eat creme brulee for breakfast because creme brulee is delicious, but it's also like hard and expensive.
That was the best answer.
Cinnamon buns. I love cinnamon buns. Oh my god, I love cinnamon buns. I love the Pillsbury ones. It's so gooey. Now I want a cinnamon bun. I have any.
If you have a car, you can go and drive and like go to the store and buy it. That's what I do. I have like random midnight cravings. That's what I'll do.
Sounds like a good idea. I might go get some cinnamon buns.
Just like randomly go to the store. Like I was at my friend's house and we just randomly went on a random midnight trip to go get cookies.
That's honestly the best. But also, do I have money for cinnamon buns or do I have money for cosplay? See, you gotta make decisions sometimes.
You can't buy cinnamon buns because you need money for a cosplay. And you had to get going, Papa Cruz?
Yes. It was very good to talk to you. I unfortunately have to get out early, so enjoy the rest of the conversation. And you are awesome, Wreck-It Ronnie.
It was nice talking to you. Have fun at your thingy.
Thanks.
Please be careful.
I will.
I don't want to get any. Really be careful. Okay. Part of the show in which I'm going to give you the next 5 minutes to want to your conventions, your you want to really.
Upcoming conventions. Next weekend, I will be going to Otakon for the first time. So excited about that. What else am I doing? I'll be going to MatsuriCon a couple weeks from then. And then I will be hopefully doing Anime Week in Atlanta, AWA, for the first time. I love Atlanta. I love ATL. I got a lot of family, a lot of homies there. So going back to Atlanta is really good for me. What else am I doing? What do I have after AWA? I have, I'll be doing YomaCon this year around Halloween time, as well as DaishoCon, and smaller cons that just tend to be like a one-day thing around here, like YanCon or whatever happens next. I'll be going to KatsuCon next year. That's a very long time from now. Yeah, and then hopefully Colossal. So I'm actually doing a whole lot of conning this year and next year because I want to try to be a responsible adult. And my senior year of college, I told myself I'm not going to be going to any big conventions so that I can save up money so that I can like try to be an adult or at least pretend in a way that's sort of convincing. So yeah.
No, I know your pain as somebody who's in. I'm actually in my senior year of college, so I kind of had to downsize on conventions, like, except during my breaks. Oh, is it a dog?
Yes, this is Rufus, and he constantly wants to say hi to me when I am on the computer because he knows that that's the thing that competes with him for attention. So when he sees it, he knows to come bother me.
Do you ever cosplay with your dog?
I actually, there was this one thing, it's not even really a cosplay, but it was a thing that I did one time where I dressed up as Little Red, but a Dave version of Little Red, and gave my dog a costume to look like the big bad wolf, and we had a wrap-off. And I made my voice different to sound like my dog. And then I was like, no, that's whack. You can't do that. And it was just this dumb thing that I made one time because I was really bored. And I love my doggy. So he got to participate in cosplay with me.
Wrapping up to the show, I have to do really quick announcements, and then we say goodbye. So, really quick announcements. Pandemic Con, if I'm getting this correct, Papa Bruce is going to kill me if I don't get it correct. But me and Papa Bruce will be reuniting once again, so we're going to be going to Pandemic Con again in Utica. I think it's in Utica. I pray it's in Utica. And then we got Camp Anime. We are still currently working out what the fall schedule looks like. We know ChaseCon's on the menu. We also know Bataratsu-Con and Anime is on the menu. There might be another anime convention, possibly Inner City Comic Con, that might be on the menu, but we're not sure yet. I have to be a responsible adult and can't attend too many because I have to do with labs. The labs suck. But yeah, you can actually check out Wreck-It Ronnie's page down below. I'm going to put it in the description box. Do you want to put anything else in the description box for you?
You could also follow my Instagram, which is the same thing, except there's underscores in the middle of the word, because somebody else took Wreck-It Ronnie as one word, and I don't know who you are, but you're not my friend. Give me my Instagram tag. I don't know how anybody else took it. It's free on everything else except for Instagram. But, yep, Wreck-It Ronnie Cosplay on Facebook. I don't really use Tumblr that much, but it's Wreck-It Ronnie on Tumblr. I have a This Crush, Wreck-It Ronnie. Yeah, if you want to find me and you think that I might be on something, literally just search Wreck-It Ronnie. And if I'm on it, that'll be my thing. I'm a brand. I don't deviate from Wreck-It Ronnie.
It probably was one of your fans that did it. We also have a Facebook page, www.metanoiareports.com. You can contact us about guests. You can even talk to us sometimes. You can do whatever you want. You can message me with suggestions or you want to be on, or people who I'm going to kidnap for ClassiCon because while this was going on, people in the chat group were all agreeing that I was going to kidnap them for ClassiCon to visit you. So if we go to ClassiCon, we're going to run into you there, right?
Of course, I'll be all over the place.
To like find you and be like, hey, we saw you on like our show. Totally crazy.
Like, oh, yeah, Colossal is like where you will meet the coolest people.
Because it's a water park convention, and I'm like, I can totally wear a swimsuit cosplay.
Exactly, and that's like the coolest thing. It's hot, and you don't have to have on 50,000 layers to get an accurate version of a character. You can spend $5 and get a bikini version of a character. That is a lot.
Exactly. That's like my biggest issue when like I'm like going to meetups, and it's like I have so many layers underneath my meetup stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna die in this meetup attire, and it's just the worst thing in the world. So on board, I do know that we are covering Pandemic-Con, we are covering Camp Anime, we are covering Bataratsu-Con, we are covering ChaseCon. If I'm getting this in the right order, I'm probably screwing up, and we are covering Anime. If there's any conventions you want to cover, please tell us down below. And anything else I should mention? Do you want to say anything else?
Adopt a dog today from your local shelter. They will bring you a lot of joy. Adopt a cosplay from your local Facebook page where people are selling them. It will also make you happy. Don't let your dreams be memes. Do it. Just do it.
Bye, everyone. So bye, everyone.